Tell my name to 50K a night. You wanna fuck with a big dog, baby? You can't be scared. What's going on, Chico?
Welcome back to ONDGAS show, and we're back with another video, guys. And today is track night. We're out here at HMP, and we're about to test for the very first time, guys, the C10 race truck that we got, which I think we call it the Big Zaw now. So we got Big Zaw out here making the first shakedown passes that we've ever done on this truck. My boy Flacco's gonna be the driver for this truck. And then of course we got the one and only, the Gangbang truck, and we're gonna be testing this one as well. I'm gonna be driving the Gangbang, my boy Flacco's gonna be driving Big Zaw. Gangbang, we gotta test it out because the last two events that we went, been hopping a lot. OTM and the Cletus race, and we went out testing at Evadale. It was kind of hopping from the front because we actually took off a little bit of weight on the front of that truck. We did some weight reduction. So I feel that with the weight that we had in the back, because we had some extra weights in the back, that was causing it to transfer and bottom them out. So my boy Flacco adjusted shocks in the rear, gave it a little bit more cushion so it can, whenever it takes off, it can got a little bit more cushion. We got about 3.5 inches to bottom out. Before we only had like 1.5 inches. So now we got 3.5 inches in the rear on Gangbang. So we're gonna test that out today and see if it works. And if it does, we actually haven't ran Gangbang truck at the track in a while, so I don't know the numbers on this one. I mean, when you run it on the street, it's like a couple of tenths off from here at the track because of course you're at the street, you know what I'm saying? You're on bare asphalt or concrete. We've been racing in the asphalt lately. It'll go faster on concrete, it goes slower on asphalt, and then it goes faster here. Even though sometimes it's not prep, it still goes faster here because there's still a little bit of glue in there, you know what I'm saying? So today we're gonna be testing out the Gangbang. I'm gonna be driving that one. My boy Flacco's gonna be driving Big Zaw, and hopefully everything goes well with this truck right here. Now, we've been having this truck for a while. We haven't had time to come to the track. They almost not even made the track open today because there's not a lot of people. So I think we're gonna have to pay a little bit extra to compensate with all the vehicles that didn't make it. So instead of paying a certain amount, we pay a little bit more so they can open up the track and do all that good stuff. So today I'm actually pretty excited to see this truck make a pass, to even make a burnout, you know what I'm saying? Like this is a whole different monster. Never mess with anything like this. Now we do have Moonshine, which is asleep at the storage, and we also got Crackhead, which is asleep in the storage as well. But this one is a different animal just because it's a big block and it's Procharged, and I mean it is lighter than all the other trucks that we got. So this truck should go fast. Hopefully everything goes well and we can make a nice clean A to B pass. And then on the Gangbang truck, I'm sure that truck gets down. Now the hopping does kind of mess up everything, you know, it slows you down, so we're trying to prevent that. There's a lot of no prep events coming up, which we're going to be attending with this one or the Cyclone, or probably both. And if we do happen to do that, we'll bring out Flacco to drive the Gangbang, and then I'll be driving the Cyclone. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So when was the last time we brought this truck to the track?
We haven't.
We haven't, right?
Last time it was OTM. Last time this truck came out was OTM.
No, but when did we bring it to the track to get a number? Like a year ago, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, more than a year.
When we came to the event with Crawfish, that was the last time this truck was at the. It was black. It wasn't even purple.
No, yeah, it was black. It was at the beginning of the year.
Not this year.
No,
no. It was 23. It was 23. Since 2023, we haven't been to a track with this truck. Yeah. Pues we're going to Cima. One thing you gotta watch out is whenever he does a burnout, you gotta hold your hand. If you're standing right there next to it, everything's gonna come out flying.
Or your toupee or whatever you got.
Yeah, or whatever. Si traes peluca, aguas, porque se va a salir volando el pedo, la verdad. ¿Qué onda, Chap? Hola, pinche mera verga, ¿sí o no? Sí. What you gotta say, Tito? Say it.
No.
Discúlpame.
Discúlpame.
Ya se vamos medio tanque, ¿o no?
Let's go 14. This one. What were we on this one?
And it's got the same tune-up that we always ran over there, so let's just get a good video, and then we'll see what the suspension's doing, and then if I gotta do changes, whatever.
Okay. Well, we'll go make a pass on this one. We'll just come back, let it charge a little bit, and then we'll go on this one. But whenever you're ready, let me know.
We're gonna try the battery.
They strained out the axle on this one, and that's how they aligned it.
Like crawfish.
Yeah, nos enseñó fotos del vato donde la levantó. The axle was completely straight. That's where that's where the money went.
And that's what the change pull stretched out. Yeah. How you feeling, Flaco? Pretty good?
Oh shit, I fit perfect.
Perfect. It's for you, right?
Look at that.
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do what, a little 330 shakedown real quick.
We're gonna do a 330, just kind of see what the truck has, what it does, what it don't like. Just basically check out the brakes, make sure everything's working good, and we'll see what the tune-up that it has in it. And if it goes down, it should be a pretty good,
pass.
fast little pass.
Okay.
But I'm still just gonna 330 it so I can kind of get used to
We
the
haven't
truck.
messed with none of the tuning or nothing. Just the way we got it.
Just the way you picked it up. And I do remember the last time I saw it run, I mean, it made a nice clean pass. Obviously it's not the same track conditions or anything, but I mean, it should still be real good. So we're gonna try that. If it doesn't go down, well then I can plug the computer and we can take some power, or if it does go down and needs more, we can add more power.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, this is pretty cool right here. Window goes up and down.
Yeah.
Get nervous, but I'm a little nervous right now. I don't know why. I get more nervous when I see one of my trucks going down the track than me actually driving behind the wheel. Not because he don't know how to drive. It's just like more pumped seeing it than driving. You know what I'm saying? You lost that. It took off for a little bit. It took off what, a 60, good 60 or no?
Yeah, it went to 60. Probably would go a little bit harder, pero arriba kind of like broke this one.
Wow, that's loud before, yeah. I don't know if it was that loud, but so pretty much first shakedown pass, it went straight. Everything, transbrake works, brakes work, all that good stuff. Now we're gonna see, he's gonna have to see if we're gonna have to turn it down. Right there, we're kind of spun. Like I said, this is the first pass on this truck in, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4 years. The guy that built it, I think he came once to the track and then he just put it up. Kind of like me, you know what I'm saying? Built it and just put it up forever. And then he was like, you know what, I'm gonna just get rid of it. And we had hit us up and we were interested in the truck and we ended up getting it. That should be a fast monster once we're all said and done with it, but pretty good. I mean, it went straight, brakes work. Whenever you got a Procharger and stuff like that, and you got the zoomies, it's gonna be super loud. I wish I could tell you guys what kind of numbers we're running on that truck, but if we do that, then we're gonna get the faster cars to call us out because they know what we run already. So it's grudge talk, you know what I mean? And then if we don't race them because we know that they're faster, well then we're scared. So that's why really nobody says what they're running. And if they do, they're capping. I know my boy Manuel's capping on them times. He said he'd be running 590s on them trucks, and them trucks don't run 590.
Hell no.
They're running the same numbers that we're running. I know the numbers, but it's a secret. We can't tell you guys.
No, that big wing shit, right?
I am doing a big wing on the Red Bull. Yeah.
You're on your McLaren, bro.
I already got one on McLaren.
Leave it like that.
Whoa. It's already happening on the because I asked him, I was like, hey, am I getting that big wing? And he was like, yep, it's already on the works. So fucking, we'll let them do whatever they want to do with that one.
They call you Beto O'Connor when you drive that thing.
Yeah, big old ricer wing in the back, but it helps. And whatever helps to go faster. Supposedly the aerodynamics and everything on that wing is a downforce on the ass end of the truck, and it'll just make it plant the rear down and boom, hook and go. But ya se me quitó lo nervioso poquito. I was nervous. I was a little nervous. I don't know why. It's an expensive ass truck. Well, everything's expensive, but to not break it.
It's a real beautiful truck.
That's more what it is. It's not that it's a show truck. Yeah. But it took off nice.
I think once he gets the hang of it, once he dials it in good, man, that bitch is gonna roll.
Knock the tires on. That's a lot of boots going in there.
Brakes are good and it steers good. I didn't want to back up because I wanted to make sure going down just to kind of see the brakes. But
Yeah, a little more. A little here.
So it drives real straight and the brakes are real good.
It looked good from.
So the front end is too tight.
Right there. The front end is too tight.
The front end's too tight.
So that's what you think it's spun or what?
Yeah, because it doesn't have any much travel. We're gonna loosen the front end.
Watch out.
Yeah, we'll put the fans on. So other than that, everything seems to be fine. So I'm gonna pull some travel out of it, give it some travel, and then loosen up the front shock so that we can have the front end to where it actually rises. It felt like the front end never rised, and JR looking at it from the side, he said it never went up. So we need that to give it some travel, and then we'll try it again, and it should be okay. I think it's just too tight.
Okay. Yeah, I got a little video right here. Pensé que se iba a ir.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. So I mean, and it lifts straight and everything. So
Well, that's good. That's one of the major things that we wanted to make sure was working.
Yeah.
Brakes, steer, everything. Nothing came off. Nothing flew off or nothing. So check the suspension in the front. When you got these race trucks or race cars and they're this modified, everything matters. The suspension in the rear, the front. It's just a bunch of stuff, and that's why you bring the professionals like Flacco and JR. Where's JR at?
everything has to work in conjunction. So, but it is too tight. The back end is actually doing what it's supposed to. You saw in the video. It's extending fine. But the front end is just real tight. So we're gonna give it some travel, make sure everything works well, and then we'll give it another rip in a bit.
There you go. Let's go. So when you got drag radio setup like this truck, the truck's supposed to sponge up from the rear. Like it was supposed to do this, but it's supposed to do this and a little bit in the front. When you got the slicks, it's supposed to from the back and then separate from the front. But since it's a radio setup, it's supposed to kind of go up from the rear. When it takes off, it does this. And it's supposed to have a little bit in the front, not too much. But Flacco's saying that the front is too tight. So it did this, but it never went up in the front. So that's why it pretty much spun. So you're not going to mess with the tuning. He's going to just loosen up the suspension in the front a little bit and make another shakedown pass. But right now, we're going to get this one ready. Well, it's almost ready. Charging the battery a little bit, and then we'll make a pass on this.
the whole pass. In Dallas, coming down the freeway.
That's the two that we ran over there.
Hey, I think something when it's doing is burn out. The front right tire stopped spinning. I think either popped out a full job or something broke in the front.
Passenger side no tirando. So
Axle. We'll check an axle or a front diff.
one of the other.
Yep.
He said it's not spinning the right one.
Yeah, and this one's overspin the shit out of it. Definitely is gonna be probably an axle or front diff.
Yeah.
Esa agua no la sacaron bien. Este perrillo.
Otro diferencial, otro front diff. ¿Cuántos lleva?
No, es un vergazo. Yo no sé dónde dar cupón de descuento, la verga.
El chave. ¿Yo qué? Yo no he hecho nada. Weasel. We didn't get a good time, but we got a good reaction time.
Damn.
Check out the reaction time.
Pasé de verga. Hola, verga. ¿Tiene?
Nah.
Damn, almost perfect.
Ah, mamón.
All right, guys, so shakedown pass on the gangbang truck didn't go as well. I don't know what's going on. One of the axles, front wheel, is not spinning. What? It's broke?
Might be the front diff. Yeah, the axle's on there, so the axle's good. It might be the front diff that's broken.
If it ain't the axle, it's a front diff. We just rebuilt that one too, right?
It's got a new front diff. Yeah.
No good number on the, let me see, let me show you guys. Reaction time is 0.0001, almost perfect. Which I need to practice on my reaction time. I'll be sleeping at the light. Not at the track, but when we go no prep racing. But I was like, first pass was, it kind of spun, it felt funny, it went sideways, backed up, resetted everything up on top, make sure we were ready to go on the second pass. It did the same thing. I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna go. When we got back, they were talking about one front wheel on the passenger side wasn't spinning, and so we're gonna check that out. That's the problem that we got with these weak Chevy front diffs. We need to put a Ford front diff, because the Fords, they be holding up. I think it's a little bit bigger than the ones on, I think, man, I won't catch me in line, but se me resbalar, güey. No? Okay. Is it possible? I don't know. Maybe with some modifications. Right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna jack up the truck, put it on drive, and see if everything spins. And that's the process of testing. You know, we go out, make sure it's been parked, waiting to go race. And now one of the front wheels ain't spinning. It was probably broken already in OTM, because we've been testing this truck on the street only. So it might have been like that at OTM and at the Cletus. But right now we're gonna check that out. They're adjusting suspension on the C10. I just want to show you guys the badass reaction time on the truck. 0.0001, almost perfect light. There's tricks to the light and the button. You gotta have a badass button. That's the button that we got on this one and the prop. It's real sensitive too. Like you barely you tap it and you barely release a little bit of pressure and it's already going. It's gone. You know, it clicks and that means the truck wants to go. So yeah, right now we're gonna check that out and then we're gonna make another pass on the big one.
Like 2 3/4 fucking travel, man. I don't think it's 3 inches.
Estoy agarrando la palanca algo bien, güey. Yo, otra vez, la mi.
¿Sabes?
Ahora la tuve con la mano.
Yo también la tuve con la mano.
Ok. So, a lo mejor como el de esa madre, que no estaría todo bien metido. O sea, el little boost del eléctrico. Como no se ha usado o algo, a lo mejor y... You know,
Yo lo agarré yo con la mano
y no.
y nada.
Como que a lo mejor le faltaba que... tantito. Sí.
No, la agarró él con la mano y esa estaba millón. La volvimos a parar y ya las dos.
¿Ya lo pudiste detener?
No.
Ok, entonces ya ganchó.
Entonces el solenoide de abajo como que no estaba bien. Solo que voy a hacer, te voy a ordenar el billet one como le pusimos a la otra.
O sea, el que ya estaba metiendo. Ya.
Quitarle ese. Así es. Y no, va a ser igual que la otra cuando volteas. Haz de cuenta, el diferencial de frente va a estar ganchado. Entonces eso fue lo que pasó.
Al hacer un burnout, si se va atravesado, como ahorita, es que está haciendo lo mismo. El burnout se ve derecha
Sí.
con el forward drive.
No le quites el bobo, así déjalo. Así me lo va a llevar.
Ok. Entonces eso era. No, también de la última vez que la corrimos, el empaque del intake, a lo mejor pienso que a lo mejor traiga más power, porque el empaque del intake en la parte de atrás estaba salido afuera.
Se siente potente.
¿Te acuerdas que traía un chiflido?
Sí.
El empaque.
Era atrás.
Oh, es que
pensamos que era acá.
So, all the backside was loose and boost.
Dale. That's why I was running
So
out.
obviously it's going to make a lot more boost now, so I'm thinking that it's making more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of tone it down a little bit because I think it's going to make more power.
It's making all the power. It feels.
Well, it looked.
It feels rowdy.
That's what I thought. I said, it looks spicy. It looked rowdy. Okay.
What was the issue? It was just.
These, we thought that you would undo this and
Okay.
get travel, but in reality,
Es de vuelta, pues.
with less travel, more travel. It's got all the travel and I loosened the shock a little bit, and I may do a little bit of a timing change on it.
Okay.
That way we can.
I'm still fucking dripping over the fucking reaction time, bro. That's fucking crazy. Hey, you don't see these reaction times, right?
Nah.
Only in
in fucking video games.
Only in video games. A la verga. Y al otro lado no grababa.
Hasta pareces chofer, güey, con ese reaction.
Soy piratón.
¿Eres o te pareces?
No soy Olga, acá soy charchinino, hijo de Tionito.
What's up, big daddy? Look at you all freshened up. Too clean. That's a real fresco. Where you been, dog? Chilling or what?
Guacha los zapatitos, mira.
Tiene estilo el vato.
We got you a 12 pack, dog.
Míralo. Uy, va para allá.
Alright guys, we're fixing to make a second pass on the Big Za. They adjusted the suspension in the front a little bit, so it should transfer a little bit more. I think they left the same amount of power, boost, or whatever. It is Procharged, big block, but it's a big block, 540, F3, small Procharger, not too big. Yeah, small F3. There's like 3 or 4 different sizes on the F3. This was being the smaller one. We're gonna see what it runs, and I already talked to Flaco about doing some upgrades on the truck so we can put a bigger F3, you know, like I think it's like a F3 112. We still got 120 and 130, because on the Moonshine, I think it was like F4 140. So I have the big monster on the Moonshine. That's a nice truck right there. You know, last time I said I didn't have a purple truck, and I do have a purple truck.
Yeah.
Forgot. You see blue, purple, and then like reddish, maroonish in the rear. So now, this has been parked for a while. The 404 didn't really lock in on the front. So right now we lifted it, did some stuff here and there, and then we got it to lock. So it stayed 4x4, so I'm not gonna take it off. I'm just gonna leave it 4x4, do the burnout 4x4, and do all that good stuff. So I'm ready for that. Let's go.
Push it back. Let's make sure nothing is loose on the gas can, I guess.
Is it from this one?
That's what they're saying. But earlier when they looked, they didn't see anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was just up in the air right now, right?
That's what they just checked it. They didn't see anything, but that's what he's saying. It smells like Diffle.
No, that's the hose, but there's nothing coming right there where the dry shaft. On the gas can right there, right? No, it's dry.
Unless it's like coming out of the wheel seal. That's the only thing.
Hey, shit.
Oh, right here.
The wheel seal?
Right here. Come on, look inside the wheel.
Oh, okay. A little bit on the wheel seal. I mean, not a whole lot, but very little.
Does that side like that too?
I mean, it's got a little bit on the wheel, on the inside of the wheel.
But it was right in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not in the... It's got a little bit on both sides, por dentro del ring. A little bit on the wheel seal. We can clean the wheel. Pero, I mean, that... Le enseñó que era en el mero medio, ¿verdad? ¿Dónde? Por dentro de los rines.
And it was right in the middle too.
Ya levantamos, güey, está completely dry.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's nothing in the middle. I mean, there is a little bit of oil on the wheels, por dentro, just a little bit, but it's not even slung on the tub. So we're gonna clean it, and we'll see.
Mira, pásate porque me...
Pero la que no plástica. No, pero.
Cuadritos de lavada. Sabor mento.
Blue Magic.
Sí. You know what they be doing over here at H&P. I'm alive. Well, it went further than the first pass. Me aventó una piedra que se me enterraba. Better pass. Now I think now we got a 60. At least we can read a 60 and maybe go from there. But it's looking pretty good. Now to you guys, it might not look too good because it hasn't made a full pass, but slowly, you know, step 1, step 2, and then that's how you go. Gangbang, right?
Oh. Ah, it's a reunion.
What up, what up?
Ya tú sabes, aquí estamos con todos los chicos de Puerto Rico. You look Puerto Rican.
introducir.
No que mucho gym, güey. Acéptalo al pinche.
No, que me lo prestaste, güey.
Mira. Yo me lo voy a traer en la piña en el espinazo, bro. Ándale. Con una mano, güey, así. Mira. Si los empleados no pueden, el ayudante puede. Mira, yo me lo voy a traer, güey, mira.
No podemos. Se te andan cayendo los pantalones.
Anda cagado. Eres una verga, te acabaste las llantas, pues, güey. ¿Cicló?
Ya la andaba soltando. El pinche bus se infló del medio así.
Ibas como 300 millas por hora, padre.
Alright guys, second pass. Luckily everything worked. The 4x4 worked. They took off well. Flaco had dropped down the RPMs on the takeoff, so that's why it was kind of sounding kind of funny. We had a slow takeoff. The 60-foot wasn't that great. The number that we hit, it was pretty good, pretty decent, not too bad. The most important thing, it didn't hop like it was hopping before. So it's looking good. Because last time, the previous two races, it was just take off and just be hopping all over the place, and that actually slows you down. And actually, we can actually mess up the transmission like that because it's the suspension in the rear is just doing this, and it's messing with the drive shaft, and it can mess everything up in the front. But other than that, good pass. I think Flaco's gonna turn up the two-step a little bit more, like we usually, but like we had it before. He's gonna see the videos on it and see if he needs to do any adjustments on the suspension in the rear. So yeah, this one's looking pretty good. This one went a little further than the first pass. We're gonna ask Flaco right now how it felt. I don't know if he got the 60 at least, and we can see how can we improve the next pass. Either he's gonna turn it down, he's gonna mess with the suspension, or what. But both trucks looking pretty good. ¿Agarraste 60 or no?
Yeah.
¿Tú bueno?
I mean, for being slow, yeah.
And then it got loose.
It got loose up top. So,
What's the next step?
well, they said we leaked a little bit of oil somewhere on that side by the driver's side tire.
Okay.
So I'm gonna check it. We know we got a little bit of oil leakage on the cylinder.
Okay.
It might be that. The front is dry. The bottom of the motor is dry. So I'm gonna plug the computer and just kind of make a change. I wanted to go all the way down the racetrack just to kind of make a clean pass. But we're gonna see if it's got some sort of leakage of oil, which I don't think so. But
You're gonna mess with the tuning?
yeah, I mean.
Or you think it's spun because of the oil?
Well, I'm still gonna take some out.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and connect to the grid, and I'm gonna take a little bit of power out, maybe about 1.5 seconds out, which is about where it's spun, just to kind of keep it toned down. But it kind of seems like we're probably gonna end up, maybe not right now, but end up doing a 4-link change.
Okay.
Because I feel the truck, as soon as you start applying power, like it nosedives. So it's not supposed to do that. But the way it was set is the way we have it. Now that we know what it's doing and kind of, try to make it down the racetrack, well, then I can go back and make some changes to it, adjust the bars and, do some suspension.
And that's what we
changes.
needed to do. We needed to bring the truck to the track and see what it all needed to be done. Being raced for a long time, he can actually, by being a driver, he can feel what's wrong with the truck. So he's saying that we're gonna have to do some suspension mods in the rear, which it does have a 4-link, but we're gonna change bars, right?
Yeah, we're gonna change the instant center and how high, how long, and so forth.
Okay.
Basically to make it work with the truck. So we're gonna have to put it on the scales and see how heavy the front is, how heavy the back is, and then adjust accordingly from
And then now we can see how much it weighs too, because we don't know the weight exactly on the truck, right?
So, but I'm gonna work with what I got now and try to make it on the racetrack. It won't be the fastest pass what the vehicle can do, but we'll be able to still make a fast pass.
Okay, I'm down for that. So
I mean, it's still doing pretty good at 60. I mean, obviously, we'll go 5 numbers faster right off the rip.
Yeah. Honestly, that's not too bad. All right, we'll do that. All right, guys, quick little update. So while we were messing with the tune, cooling the truck down, we come to find out that the rear main seal busted on the truck.
I don't know if you can see it.
¿Se mira?
aceite? No, acércalo acá.
Yeah, buddy. So this one's out. Gotta take it to the shop, put it on the lift, change it out. I mean, it usually happens with these trucks. I'm not too sure what's the deal. I mean, Flaco explained to me right now what could have been, what causes it. The good thing about this one is that we made an A to B pass. It didn't hop anymore like it was hopping. In OTM, one of the gaskets was leaking, so it was losing boost. So Flaco had turned it up a lot, so that's why right now we made the pass. Even though the front wheel wasn't spinning, it had too much power and it was making 38 pounds of boost in half a second, which is not good. It's too much.
So we're gonna take it back to the shop. We know that it's, you know, going A to B. It gave us a good number right now, a really good number. Mile per hour wasn't, it was like 145, so it wasn't too bad. It usually goes 150, somewhere around there. But still did a badass 8th mile number. So we're just gonna leave this one here, but we still got one more truck that we're working on, which is the Big Za. I think Flaco added some weights to the back. He added a 60 pounds in the back. Still messing with the suspension and stuff like that. There's a lot of little things that you gotta make sure everything's 100% on the truck because it's a fast truck. So suspension in the front, the rear, the bars, this and that. But luckily we got the professionals, and we got JR and JR King and Flaco, so they're messing with this. So right now we're fixing to make the third pass. Hopefully we'll make a 330 hit at least. So let's see what happens. Let's see what it does. That is loud. Escalofrío, güey, me dio la verga. Ah, that's how you do it right there. Just look at this. When we say prep, this is what we're talking about. Well, last pass didn't go as planned. It took off fun right at the 60 or right after the 60 or right before. It actually sounded louder right now, right? Like it was popping and stuff like that. But I think we gotta go back to the shop, take it to Flaco so they can do the bar changes and stuff like that on the suspension in the rear, and then come back to the track. Check everything, make sure there's little leaks here and there. There's a leak on the rear end, by the wheels. Check that out. Check everything else out. Make sure everything's 100. I think they want to add some weight to the rear. The weight that we had, which was 60 pounds, that weight that we were playing with yesterday, 60 pounds. It's actually heavy. It looks like a 35 pounder, but it's actually 50 something, almost 60 pounds. But this one did pretty good too, even though we didn't make not even a halfway through pass, but we want to make sure everything else was working, shifting, it's going straight, brakes work, all that good stuff. Trans brake works, everything looks pretty good. We just got to pretty much dial it in, but that's so it's pretty much we got a brand new build, and this is our first day at the track. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be spinning. We got, you know, Flaco has to make a pass, change the suspension, change the tune, tire pressure, suspension in the front, suspension in the rear, and all that good stuff. But I think that is pretty much it for today's vlog. We got to load up both of the trucks, go back to the shop, clean the purple truck, the gangbang, because it's all full of oil in the bottom because of the rear main seal. Which, remember when we went to the ONDGAS with the crawfish, when we raced that fast 2,000 horsepower all carbon fiber GTR, the rear main seal had messed up on the crawfish too. And at the time, I think we put some rags and stuff like that, and it made a pass or two, and that's all we needed. But here at the track, they're a little bit more anal about not, you know, making the track, fucking it up for everybody else, which I understand. It's completely understandable. But yeah, so pretty empty today at the track. Not a lot of cars. Driving the red eye today, man. This thing is sick. I'm scared they're gonna jack it. Be taking it to the gym, parking handicap right in front. I got handicap. I am handicapped. You know what I'm saying? So.
we spun. But the good thing, we got no more leaks. Good thing is, we got no more leaks.
Okay, no more leaks?
No more leaks. The truck actually is working real good. Motor, tranny, everything's working like it should. Carburetor, the whole 9 yards. There is a lot to do right now at the racetrack, probably one of the things, but I do feel that we need to do a 4-link change and put it on the scales, because I don't think it's right.
Scales, you mean, for everybody don't know, this means the weight ratio in the front and the rear,
The
right?
scales, once I put it, it'll give us a total weight, and then it'll give us a front percentage weight and a rear percentage weight.
Okay.
So in some cases, like especially with this truck, it might be real nose heavy, which I'm thinking because
Big motor.
it's got a big block, it's got a Procharged hanging out in the front, so there's a lot of weight in the front and not a whole lot in the back. And what that does, it causes the rear not to plant correctly. So without knowing any of those numbers, we just got to go back, put on the scales, and if we need to put some weight on it to give it a better percentage, we'll go ahead and
That's
do
what I
so.
gotta do, yeah.
Make a bar adjustment and stuff like that. I did loosen up the shocks in the back to make it separate a little bit more, but it just wasn't enough.
Did you mess with the tune? Because it sounded louder.
Well, I gave it half a degree down low.
Okay.
Half a degree.
I feel like it sounded better right now.
Yes, it had a little bit more power.
Okay.
Like I said, the truck is good. It's just the chassis is not real happy. So we're just gonna have to go ahead and kind of go back to the drawing board. Now that we actually made some passes and actually know how the truck reacts and all that, I think it's gonna be real good though.
That's what I was saying right now earlier on the video. It's like having a brand new build
Yeah.
and coming to a track
Oh,
and
yeah.
testing it out and making sure. Now, the main things we want to check on the truck is make sure it goes straight, it
Yeah.
brakes, trans brake works, it shifts, and
Yeah.
it does everything. So all that is good. It's just taking off. But the suspension, like I said, like Flaco was saying, it's not like. Besides that, it's real. What is it? Fog. There's a lot of. What is it? Fog or dewy?
Dude, it's real dewy.
Yeah, I mean everything's wet on top. I mean, look. I mean, you can see right here. Look.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help it either, because all this falls on the track. So it's kind of. I'm not saying it's super slippery, but
No.
there's a little bit,
There's
you know,
some.
there.
There's some.
So good thing that the truck made. You know, it went straight, and I mean, all the important stuff was working. So now we got to do a part change, and hopefully they're open next week.
Yeah.
And we can come back next week and
Right.
get ready for all these big outlaw truck races that are coming up. And we're excited for this year racing because we got this monster. Besides that, Gangman working pretty good. Just the rear main seal, right?
Yeah, rear main seal's leaking again.
Again. And it didn't hop like it was before.
No.
So the shocks
Shocks.
that you swapped out and the weight that we took off,
It's working.
it's working. So now, before we noticed that it was leaking, you had put another tune on it, right?
Yes, I did.
So you turned it up, because after that tune that we made A to B pass, you can actually turn it down because it was high, right?
Yeah. The first initial tune that it had was obviously pretty turned up.
Yeah.
But then again, from the last run to this one, there was a leak in the intake. Remember?
There was, yes.
So once that got sealed up, it made a whole lot more boost.
That's
Shit,
why I was making all that power.
Yeah, I mean, it tried to make 30 pounds in half a second.
Okay,
that's
yeah,
a lot.
that's a lot.
So toned it down and actually went down the racetrack. It was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I was in the at the back of the track and I could hear it and it sounded real good.
Yeah, sounded good.
And it actually ran a good number. So, you know, that was real turned down. So we obviously take small steps back again to get it where it was.
Yeah. So next week, hopefully they're open here back again, and we'll bring this one back with all the modifications that we need to do to it. This one we just gotta fix that, and you're not messing with this one anymore, right? Suspension.
No, it should be.
Suspension-wise?
I mean, once we bring it back, we'll check other things, adjust the shock here and there, but
Okay.
it should be okay. But I mean, overall, I mean, it's pretty good. Like, this one, at least, now we know what we're working with.
Yeah.
Because this was like one thing, you buy it, they tell you that it's great, and it's a great truck, but then again, you don't know what it does at the racetrack.
Well, it's been parked for 3 years or
Yeah.
4, you know, so it's been parked forever. And that's why when we brought it the first time, we didn't give you guys the video on that, but we actually started recording and the transfer didn't work.
The transfer didn't work.
So there were some wires inside that
Yeah.
were touching, right?
Yeah.
And then you took off the carb.
Yep.
What,
Cleaned
what is it? Carb or blow through?
It's a carburetor, but it's actually a blow-through car.
Okay. And there was a little bit of rust in there.
There was a little bit of rust, and there was, you know, when the methanol sets, it creates like a
Corrosion.
gel or
Okay,
corrosion
okay,
and stuff
okay,
like
okay.
that. So it was full of that. So I cleaned it, put new pumps on it,
Put a catch can on it
put a gasket on it.
because it had a very small catch can in the
Yes.
front, and it was actually too small.
Overflowing.
Yeah, it was overflowing. So now you built one, and now it's under.
It's in the back, and carb is working great. There's no more issues with it. I mean, everything is working fine.
Yeah.
The engine, tranny, everything's working the way it should. We just now need to make the chassis work good, and then until we can apply more power. I mean, once we do that, I mean, this thing's gonna be fast. This thing, I mean, it's gonna be fast.
How many pounds of boost we're running right now, if you happen to know?
At least 43. I think that's what it makes.
43 pounds. But total.
Yeah, total.
But can we go more than that, or this one is just
I mean, it'll make that. The only difference is if we change the gears on the gear drive, it'll make the boost faster.
Okay.
And that's how you play with it.
Gotcha,
It'll still make the same boost.
It's you're playing with you're playing with this because it's different. It's Procharged. It's not turbo where you can actually mess with it.
Yeah.
This one's pretty much all the power right there, all the boost, but you gotta know your charts and everything in order to mess with it, the graph and stuff like that. And but overall, we're all happy with the truck. It sounds badass. It's fucking loud.
Was it?
Yes.
I can hear it.
Oh, it's loud. It's loud. It's loud. I don't know how loud it's in there with your helmet and everything, but outside it's loud. Well, we've never had anything like this, so hearing it right there and then it's really loud. But overall, badass truck, and it seems like you're liking the truck.
I do.
It fits perfect for you.
Man, it's feeling better and better every time.
Okay. My boy Flacco's actually pretty excited for the next next time we come to the track. But with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We see you guys tomorrow. Let's go.